Hello, good morning, and welcome to another cup of space coffee inside Elite Dangerous Horizons. I am Noden, your host, as always. So, it's here. Elite Dangerous Horizons, that is here. At least the beta of it. I am really excited to show you some of the cool little things that have come into this. Obviously, we know the big things. We have planetary landing, the little dune buggies and stuff like that. But honestly, those things are, like everything in this, incremental. They're really cool and they're really big, and I can see them being heavy on the tech side. But there are so many little things that are in this update that help this game so much, just in little semantic things. Just little tiny things that I love so much. Like you can see down here. So let's start with this. This is a view we have not seen in Nebula Quest for a long time. We are here in the Taylor Swift station, and you will see, well, it's a station. We haven't been in a station for a long time. Do you know how long it took me to remember how to land? I haven't landed on something in a long time. Anyways, so we were at one of these oblong sort of polygon stations here, and now you can just see, just on the flat edge there, you can see there's like a bit of an arrow. And now when you come up to the station and log on to it, it will actually direct you towards the entrance. Just a little direction. Anyways, enough chit-chat. Let's go into starport services. Before you can land on a planet and drive around in a dune buggy, you need a few things, and in order to get those few things, I need to do this. You need to go to your outfitting. There's still an issue with that screen and track IR. You just have to center again and center again and center again. So you will need to buy a planetary approach suite. It was like 50 credits or something like that. It was cheap. Again, you can't buy these at every station. You will need to find a station that has these and buy one. It's a pain, frankly. You will also, this is Edmund. Actually, this is Edmund Mark II. It's a long story. You can watch at Nebula Quest. It gets explained briefly in there. But you'll need one of those things in order to land on planet. And then if you want to drive around in a little dune buggy, like a little dune buggy maniac, you will need a planetary vehicle hangar. This wasn't too expensive. I think it was like, what was it? Like $6 or $7 grand or something, I think. So you need one of those, and then there's a subcategory of that, which is the actual scarab, and I think that was free. I don't remember paying anything for that. Do be aware, though, that this is a heavy, heavy bastard. That's 12 tons. So I took out a cargo container to put that in, and it significantly reduced my jump range. So I went through and had to do a lot of upgrades through my systems, finding weight savings and upgrading my frame shift drive and things like that in order to get my, like, 14 light year jump range back. I think that's where I was. That might actually even be slightly better than I was. Grand total, basically with the changes and a few cost savings that I had from selling old parts, it basically cost me about 20,000 credits to get upgraded and be where I left off. That's just a warning. Just watch. That's a heavy, heavy module. That is not something that you just want to slap on your ship and think you're going to be fine. I understand that not every ship can take them. I don't know that, but that's what I'm led to believe. So not every ship can hold a little dune buggy guy. Let us exit. Let us launch. Switch to a different controls mechanism again. And let's go find ourselves a place to land on. Yes, let's do those things. Let's get some lights. Lights. There we go. Lights. See if I can remember how to fly. Release. Up. Hero.
Engines engaged. Landing gear retracted.
Alright, and I will see you guys when I'm at a heavenly body. And look at that, here we are, just outside the window, and there is a little planet. So, basically, let's slow it down just a little bit. Once you get inside this sort of blue line, you kind of enter into planetary mode. You can see we've got a little bar on the right-hand side, and we've now got sort of a heads-up display thing. So as I understand it, we are now in orbital supercruise. as far as I know, you won't just remain here. I haven't tried this. I think if like I accelerate at all, like I'll eventually shoot out and be somewhere else. But we are now on our way down towards the surface, and I'm gonna find a fancy spot to go to. There's also a little base on this one, so we can actually go to the base if we wanted to. Ron Hubbard Enterprise. Yeah, let's lock that destination there. So let's come around, and we'll be jumping out of... Alright, this is not the suggested way to enter an atmosphere, so once atmospheric flight is brought in, don't do this. And it's on the other side of the planet. So this is one of the things that I was I find really great about this update, and it's something small and something stupid. So we had the planets with the arrows. See how that's a dashed line now, that circle for Run Hubbard Enterprises? That tells us now that it's on the other side of the planet, and that we need to actually go the other way. In all previous versions, except for possibly the 1.6 beta or whatever it is, 1.5 beta, it's just a solid circle and you have to kind of do some guesswork. No longer. It is now a thing you can just see and be part of. I'll light the escape vector, which is going to be 90 degrees up.
4, 3,
it wasn't, but
2,
apparently it's close enough.
1. Engage.
Alright. And I'm just watching our altitude a little bit here. I want to get it somewhere in between the drop and the orbital cruise. I'm going to just go up a little bit higher as we come around this planet so we can get to the other side. And maybe let's do this so we can actually see part of the planet. And we'll just use rudders. Rudders are fun. And that's coming up onto the scope. Let's slow it down a little bit. So I'm also really happy with the scale of the planets, like the scale that they feel. So we recently had space engineers have released their planetary landing mechanics, and their planets they feel small. That's probably because they are small, but they feel small, and I don't enjoy the smallness. It's very dark here. You couldn't have been, a little bit more sunshine and rainbows for us. Alright. So we can get down here, and we are going to try a dune buggy, which I've not done the dune buggying yet. I've only just bought one. So that's a whole new thing that we're going to be doing. We're still going quite fast. We're still descending quite fast. Really want to pull the nose up a little bit. There we go. Glide complete, which means we're going to slow down quite a bit more. And we've got strange alien noises, and there are a lot of really strange noises that come in with this planetary landing. I don't know why they're always so strange. Okay, so let's get that going. I want to throw my gear down as well. We're just 5 kilometers away. I'm going to get a little bit closer, and hopefully we'll find a suitable location for landing. I do find you have to really have like the speed up in order to be moving. Like once you are properly in quote-unquote atmospheric flight, you are slow, like really very slow. So you want to try to minimize the amount of time that you spend quote-unquote in Atmo. Alright, we're 10 kilometers. Still descending. Actually, let's get our gear
landing gear retracted.
Back up, yeah. Maybe that'll Make this a little bit faster of an endeavor. 2 kilometers from the surface. Oh, they actually have a landing pad there. Oh, I haven't landed on a landing pad here either. Alright, so let's try that too. Let's go to contacts. On Hubbard. Lock target. And request docking.
Docking request granted.
We're on 4. Alright, let's get gear down. I want to see if we can use our dune buggy once we've landed at a legitimate landing
Gear
spot.
deployed.
Because that would be extra cool. Let's get some descent going here. And you have to bear with me, it has been a long time since I've done a lot of landing. We spend a lot of time just out in the middle of nowhere on Nebula Quest. And, yeah.
Docking successful.
All right.
Engines disengaged.
And it looks like I can deploy this. Now, I want to know if I can deploy it whilst I'm actually entered in the hangar, so that we can free up a parking spot for anybody else who happens to be along. Let's turn off our lights. And we'll have fun doing that. So now we're in a station on an actual planetary surface. That's pretty cool. And we can still deploy, so let us deploy. And I've never done any of this driving, so this is all new, all new. Okay, so it's got its own little hangar. Does this work like that? No, it does not. Does this work like this? No, it does not. I don't know how to drive. Okay, we got it figured out. So, just had to do some bindings of some keys here so we could actually do some driving. And look, if we're on the surface of a planet. Oh, and there's like a thing over there we're gonna go look at. Let's go see. Well, let's see. Ooh. Oh, we're moving. There's also like a handbrake. You can do handbrake turns. Alright, I gotta say, this is pretty fun. I don't think I have any weapons or anything on this thing. Oh, Hubbard Enterprises. We got our big ramp we can go up. So is this like another dock, or... like, what is this? Nope, that's a thing. That's a thing taking off. That's a ship. So that is landing pad number 8. What's over here? No fire zone. Okay, the handbrake doesn't handbrake as much as you might want it to handbrake. Let's get a running start at this ramp, though. I'm sure that's what it's intended for. Alright, so... bouncing is a thing. Wow. Need to... like, the throttle... it's not like a throttle and a brake. It's just like a throttle. So I've got it bound to my rudder pedal brakes. So it acts a little bit like a throttle. But it's not 100%. There's just stuff over here. Is there anything to look at? Contacts, transporter, Goliath, transactions, navigation. No, this is all we get. Interesting. Yeah. Oh, and then that's another cool thing. We got filters there. Super useful. But yeah. So this is it. This is what we've all been kind of waiting for. The ability to kind of drive around in space Priuses and see the surface of planets as we explore the universe. And I'm excited for this to become a full release so we can use it in Nebula Quest. But yeah, I mean, there's not a lot of point in kind of continuing on. We've seen sort of the main things, outside of doing any of the combat engagements that you can do. We've done sort of like the main things now that you can do at this time. So we've landed on a planet. Look at that's over there. That's where we're going. That big red sploosh in the sky. And we're going to take this buggy there one of these days. But until that time, thanks for watching. Ciao, I love ya. Good night.